Thank you. Right now, St. Louis County's health department is working to find the source of an E. coli outbreak. More than a dozen kids and their parents have fallen sick. This outbreak is impacting families at Rockwood Summit High School in South County. But tonight, the district says these illnesses are connected to an off-campus event. Our Russell Kinsaw is live at 5 with new details in this outbreak.
Yeah, Corey, right now the St. Louis County Health Department has a team of detectives trying to find the source of that outbreak that made more than 20 now students at Rockwood Summit High School and their parents sick. This particular strain of E. coli causes diarrhea and severe cramping.
The diarrhea was, regular for about 24 hours until it started turning to blood.
Michelle DeBrillier's 16-year-old son, Nolan, started having symptoms on Tuesday. She took him to the emergency room at Mercy Hospital today when his symptoms got worse. He's one of more than 20 Rockwood Summit students and parents sick from an E. coli outbreak.
A lot of his friends are just not feeling well, and several of them have been hospitalized now.
The St. Louis County Health Department was first notified about the E. coli cases yesterday. Senior epidemiologist Amanda Brazozowski is leading the investigation to find the source.
There are a couple of strains that make people sick, and this particular strain is one that can make people very sick.
E. coli is spread through contaminated food or someone who's sick who doesn't wash their hands after going to the bathroom.
The most obvious thing we also do is find out what all of those cases have in common. Do they all eat at the same place? Did they all attend the same event?
Thursday night last week.
DeBrillier says her son attended an end-of-season banquet last week with others who also got sick. The school banquet is not confirmed, but is being investigated as the possible source. After an E. coli infection, symptoms take several days to start.
Typically, for this particular illness, we look back 2 to 5 days.
DeBrillier says health department investigators spoke with her and her son.
They wanted to know, what we had both eaten when we were there.
It's important the health department can identify the source to prevent anyone else from getting sick. DeBrillier is hoping her son can get some relief.
I'm guessing he's dehydrated and he's probably going to need some IV fluids. I'm hoping they can give him something to ease the pain for the cramping.
Even though the health department determined that the school was not the source of the outbreak, as a precaution, the school workers did disinfect classrooms and common areas, as well as bathrooms and doorknobs. Live in Fenton, Russell Kinsaw, First Alert 4.
Not a chance I'd be willing to take either. Russell, thank you. Tonight we are looking